All right. I want to start by saying Barak the Howell, Barak the Shai, Barak the Howell, Barak the Shai, Barak the Howell, Barak the Shai. Call Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor, sponsor, elders, great male song, rule and teach well. Peace, salutation, all your occupants in the four corners of the earth. And we are five of the brothers of YSO coming to you today to talk about Isaac. We had a little situation it wasn't a bad situation, but we had a foreigner looking Israelite, looked like Esau, but he came up in that spirit of a Jake, the hood Jake, the street Jake. He came up in that kind of manner with those kind of mannerisms. He had that soul, he had that charisma. It was simple for him. It was just ebbing. He was just flowing. He just had this flow about himself. Be it that is the wickedness, in the streets and the drugs or whatever he was dealing with. But we just want to come up with a quick correction on Isaac and Hagar, right? Slaki, Ishmael and Hagar, plus Isaac as well. So he didn't understand the point that the blessing. Well, he understood it once we said it. He was like he didn't really knock it. He wasn't really against what we were saying. He just had heard it differently, right? He heard it wrong. So we just kind of want to get a little more in depth with it, because sometimes it's kind of hard to get in depth with on the highways, byway. So much coming out so quick, so fast. And he was in that really talking to spirit, and he wanted to talk, and he was so excited to, he was, really excited, really happy. He wasn't, he wasn't hateful at all. He was, he was just pretty pleasant for what it was, but he just talked a whole lot. All right. But we just want to edify the body that, we just want to edify. Okay. So, we're gonna jump into it. Go ahead. We're gonna jump into it right quick. Select for a little pause. Let me get my. But yeah, we're gonna jump into this right quick. I just want to go briefly read about Ishmael. We're gonna jump into a couple chapters. And then we're going to, kind of read a little here, read a little there. But we're going to kind of go through the Genesis, the 16th chapter. We're going to jump into 17, which is about the covenant. And then we're going to jump, then we're going to jump from there. All right. But I'm going to start off with the reading. This is Genesis chapter 16, verse 1. Now Sarah, Abraham's wife, bore him no children. And she had a handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarah said unto Abram, Behold, now the Lord power Yahweh have restrained me from bearing. So she was unable to have children. I pray thee, go in unto my handmaid, have sex with her. Right? Go in unto my handmaid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. So she'd be like what they call like a surrogate mother or something like that. You know what I mean? Like because it was her servant. So she basically was going to take Ishmael as her son, Okay. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarah. And Sarah, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, and her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when he saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. Okay, because she felt the power, because Hagar knew that she had something that Sarah didn't have, even though she was a slave. So her having a child with Abraham made her feel more empowered than Sarah, because Sarah was unable to bear her husband, an Israelite child, okay, before they was called Israelites. But the point is, Isaac was to be that special child, that the child of the Lord. But the bondwoman, right, which was Hagar, the free woman, which is Sarah, okay, she felt the power over the free woman. because she seen that she was unable to be barren. She couldn't have children. Okay. And Sarah said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid unto thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. That's right. So she started hating her. You know, she figured she could push her out. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, that's what women do. You know what I'm saying? Until they get checked. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's, you know, they'll tend to feel more powerful than a certain other women, but you still are a slave. You're not the chosen. You know what I'm saying? And that's what our women have to realize and understand about having concubine women. Just because you got a concubine woman, just because she's fine, don't mean she's chosen. You get what I'm saying? Or she's just something that you want to just lay with for the moment. But she don't mean nothing like what your chosen wife mean to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, because she's a low-level wife. She's a heathen. You know, she might be fine as hell. She might got a fat ass booty, this, that, and the third. But she still don't mean nowhere near what your Israelite wife mean to you. You know? Okay. Salaki. All right. So I was despised in her eyes. The Lord Yahweh judged between me and thee. But Abram said unto Sarah, behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. Okay, so Sarah thought that he was going to get rid of her. See? Sarah thought that she was about to lose her husband to the fucking slave woman.
Yeah, because the movie, what's that movie? Reference to America, and the Jig woman and the Edomite woman, the Edomite woman couldn't breastfeed her baby, but the Jig woman could. And the Edomite dude started going to the Jig woman more and more because she was usable.
Yeah, she was usable, right? But that was only just, but it was just only for that fact, though. You know what I'm saying? So you're using her for what she's good for, right? But your wife is your wife. Look, baby, this is just something you just can't do. Man, we talked about that in the car. We were shopping about, you know, having different women. Right? Certain women are great for certain things. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, you might want to go to a prom. One woman can't go. You got another one, she can go. Hey, she's great for that. You know what I'm saying? You know, certain women are going to be great to your life for certain things. You know what I mean? But your Israelite woman, that's your woman. That's your wife. You know what I mean? You love her. You know what I'm saying? She's the one you want to give everything you can to. But just the bond woman, she might be sexier. She could look better. She could have a better body, a better figure. But I don't love her like I love my wife, because it's not just about your body. She's my kinswoman. You know what I'm saying? She's me. You know what I'm saying? So you love your wife deeper than you will ever love, you know, a heathen woman. You know, so it should be. Okay. So but Abram said unto Sarah, behold, thy maid is in thy hand. In other words, that's your handmaid. I just wanted a child. Right. You know what I mean? I just wanted to have that baby. Right? Okay. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarah dwelt hardly with her, she fled from her face. That's right. Sarah got on her ass like she should, you know, because that was her slave. You know, she has no rights. So, you know, that's like Esau. We just like here at Esau, we try to stand above Esau. What'd he do? He'll put your ass to death, put you in jail, lock you up in prison, take your money, right? And he'll deal with you hardly, right? So what did Sarah do? She did right. She dealt with her concubine, her husband's concubine, which was her handmaiden. She dealt with her roughly.
This for the word concubine, a woman who lives with a man but has lower status than his wife or wives.
That's it. That has lower status than his wife or wives, because your wives are always the women of your nation. So your concubines are always your wives' handmaidens. They're slaves. A mistress. They're always your women. So if your woman got her hair done, nails done, and her slaves is doing it, well, you probably popping them too. But that's all you doing with her. You don't really, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You're not invested in her. You know what I'm saying? Your love for her is nowhere near what your love is for your wife. She's a low level wife. You know, her rights, she don't have the rights that your wife had. So your wife might be driving a BMW. Well, your concubine might be taking the fucking bus. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's cause hey, and she going grocery shopping, you know? You know what I'm saying? Or she might have the Pinto. You know what I'm saying? She got the low level car. You know what I'm saying? She driving a little Taurus or something, you know, station wagon, Volkswagen. You know what I'm saying? But the wife, she driving a G wagon. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things, you know, the wife can get the bank account whenever she wants the bank account. But the slave, she got to ask for. You know, and then she don't get the bank account. She only get a certain amount she can use. You know what I'm saying? No matter how fine and fat ass she got. You get what I'm saying? Because she got a certain place. Everything got its order in place. And once women understand that, then that's when we get the kingdom. That's how women gonna see it and they'll understand it. You know what I'm saying? They'll see and understand that, okay, shit, baby, you ain't no matter what, you can never compare to me because I am Yashala. See, because I'm a daughter of Zion. I am the daughter of the chosen. You can't compare to that shit. You know what I'm saying? You the most precious and fine wine. You know, you know. And you got something else over there?
You know, because really, a concubine isn't a wife.
No, it's not. No.
It's really what you call
some more of a slave.
It's you know, really, you know, niggas try to say the whole thing. What they call a 413. No, it's like not four. No, basically a smash. My bad.
Yeah, she a smash.
Yeah, she a smash.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if I got 413. But she's a smash, man.
Yeah, she's.
You know what I'm saying? She
booty call.
The booty call. There you go, the booty call.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
it's like
she's call her up. Yeah,
that's all the concubine is. It's like because that's when you go back to the. But you know, the Lord just called them lower level wives because when you enter women, you take them on as your wife, right? So that's why you call it. That's why it's a low level wife, right? Because they all become your wives. It's just one just don't have as much importance as the other, right? It's just all about importance.
That's why the mistress is a mistress.
Yeah, that's right. She don't really have no importance. Her importance is just to lay on her back.
Yeah. You know,
that's it.
Do other shit. You know
what I'm saying? Say slave and worship.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. But our Israelite women, you know, they'll be propped up. You know what I'm saying? What the scripture say about our women didn't even touch the fucking ground. The soles of their feet never touched the ground.
Yeah, over that Esther.
Yeah, they was precious, man. They didn't even the soles of their feet wouldn't even touch the ground. Yeah. But here now your fucking slave is bending over, so your wife can jump on her back and get a free ride to wherever she want to go. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the heathen women are for, you know. All right, let me let me go back here. So this is back to 16 and 6. Sarah dealt hardly with her; she fled from her face, right? And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way to Shinar. And he said, Hagar, Sarah's maid, whence comest thou, and whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and thou bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And you look at the Arabs now. Look at Ishmael now in Iraq, all these in Syria. Hey, everybody's against him, man. Everybody's dropping bombs on him and shit everywhere you go. You see bombs, he's dropping bombs on people. He's a wild man. He living out in the fucking deserts and shit. You know, hey, because where did Ishmael? Ishmael was in the desert. They ended up in the desert. You know, him and his mama. He learned how to shoot the bow, became an archer in the desert. Okay, he became a craft at archery, at fighting, at war. You know? All right. And he will be a, was already read that. Verse 13. No, verse 12 still. And man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, Thou power seest me. For she said, Have I also heard have stay on Slocky. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeketh me. Now, this is I want to pull this part up, and I think this is where this guy got that the Lord turned his back upon Hagar, but she never seen the Lord's the voice of the angel. The angel spoken to her, right? So I'm gonna play this part in this video that we had at camp, and I just want to correct that part right quick. I should have had this already up. Yes. I just want to play this part, and then that's the correction for this part.
Hagar was Hagar was Ishmael's mother. Yeah, Ishmael's the one who received the blessing of the 12 tribes. No. Oh, you got that wrong. Who gives the blessings to the children. You notice there's only one woman that God almost showed himself to. He showed his back to Hagar.
Okay, he said so. God showed his back to Hagar. Well, no, that when you read here, so the conversation with Hagar was through the angel. Okay, and we just went through that. Now, right here, now 13 says this is Genesis 16 and 13, and she called the name of the Lord, spake unto her, Thou God seest me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeketh me? Okay. Wherefore the well was called Beer-lo-Hira. Behold, it is between Kadesh and Beer. Okay, and Hagar bore Abraham a son, and Abraham called his son's name, which Hagar bore, Ishmael. All right, so when you go back, it says, and the angel of the Lord said to her. Okay, so it doesn't say that the angel of the Lord came down and or the Lord himself. She was the only woman that seen the Lord's back. It doesn't say that there, that he came down and talked to. No, it was an angel that did the conversation with Hagar.
We're talking about that you'll bear a son named Ishmael. He should be a wild man.
Right. It's like we went over here in 16, told him what you were going to be bearing, what the Lord was going to do for you, because the Lord had heard your affliction. Right. So I guess the name Ishmael go back to affliction. Right. The Lord heard your afflictions. Right. Because she was crying because while Sarah was whooping that ass, well, Sarah started getting her ass because she started doing what? The slaves tried to be better than their master. Right. You know what I mean? And she wasn't allowed. She wasn't allowed to do that. All right, so I just want to correct that part of the video right quick. Now I'm gonna play this other part of the video. Then we'll go further on. But right quick, I want to I'm gonna just play this other part of the video. Then we'll get into the covenant, and then we'll get into the covenant. Then we'll move on.
Hagar was Hagar was Ishmael's mother. Yeah, Ishmael's the one who received the blessing of the No, you got that wrong.
All right. So right there, so Ishmael didn't receive the 12 tribes, right? But Ishmael did have 12 sons, right? Okay, so we're gonna jump here to this. Go to 17 right quick. Go to Genesis 17 chapter.
This is Genesis 17 and 1. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the almighty power, walk before me and be thou perfect. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, For as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations.
Right, see, a father of many nations. Mm-hmm. So when you read about Abraham had, as we know, his first child was Ishmael. That was through the bondwoman.
Yeah, Ishmael means Yahweh will hear.
Will hear. That's what the angel said. He will hear your afflictions. Right? He heard because he heard Hagar in the wilderness. Right? So that's the first child. Right? But that was by the bondwoman. The second child Ishmael had was Isaac. By the free woman. But then Abraham, when you read further on, before Abraham, after Sarah died, Abraham had Keturah, who bore him 8 sons. Right? So Abraham is the father of many nations. Okay, go ahead up.
Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham. For a father of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee.
Yeah, what and kings shall come out of thee. Right? And when you go back, you got the Saudi kings, right? You got the kings in Arabia, man. You know, you go to certain places to buy some of them Elam, but some of them also are Ishmael. You know what I'm saying?
And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be thy power unto thee and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession, and I will be their power. And the Most High said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. This is my covenant which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised, and ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you.
No, that was well, go ahead.
No, that was the first covenant that we obtained was from Abraham. The first covenant started with Abraham was circumcision.
Yep.
You know, right.
And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, and every man child in your generation, he that is born in the house or brought with the money of any stranger which is not of thy seed, he that is born in thy house and he that is brought with the money must needs be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting
If
covenant.
that being bought with the money means a slave.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Of that house, because you know, and like people try to use the whole thing about them, you know, that everybody makes the more deal everybody, but don't the more don't do everybody.
No, you
All
don't.
right, because when we in our kingdom, everybody's gonna be circumcised. Because that's gonna be the laws. We have to follow the laws of our power. That's the whole entire world.
Mm-hmm.
So you was this how in Egypt you had certain like Jethro, right?
Oh yeah, come on.
He brought them on the Israelites.
Midianite. Yep.
Midianite, he brought them on the Israelites, but he wasn't an Israelite, but he kept the customs of other Israelites. That's why, because that they fall after our laws.
Yeah.
That's what they are supposed to do anyway. They're supposed to fall after our laws. They're supposed to adopt our ways anyway.
That's right.
Because the ways we do all the things of Yahweh Shemar Shah, which the world should do as well.
Right.
As we do, so the world do.
That's right.
You know? But Christians get it mixed up thinking, well, then that means everyone can partake in the Passover.
Mm-hmm.
But you best believe it was separate Passovers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna have Israelites dealing with Ishmaelites doing the Passover.
Right.
It's gonna be set up. It's gonna be set apart. They're gonna do it how we're gonna do it, but it's gonna be set apart, man. Because everyone's gonna keep our laws and judgments in the kingdom of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the uncircumcised man child, whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his people. He hath broken my covenant. And the Most High said unto Abraham, as for Sarah thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarah, but Sarah.
Yeah.
Shall her name be Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be.
Mm-hmm.
And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yeah, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear?
There are scriptures about that about the kings come out and say this is Genesis 25. Oh, real quick. This is go ahead, keep going. I'll let you know.
And Abraham said unto the Most High, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. And the Most High said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Mm-hmm. And as for Ishmael,
this is Genesis 32 and 27. And he said unto him, What is my name And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall not be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for a prince has thy power with the Most High and with men, and has prevailed. So that's why she still be what, a king. That's what Yashar means. He is the prince of power.
Yeah.
You know, so that was now, and that all came through our forefather Jacob, which was surnamed Israel, means prince of the power.
That's right. And now let me right quick go into those
Yashar.
yeah, going to and then too that going to Abraham having been the father of many nations and kings should come out of his loins, right? Right here, this is Genesis 25:12. Now see, these are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian Sarah's handmaiden bore unto Abraham. Okay, and these are the names of the sons of Ishmael, by their names according to their generations. The firstborn of Ishmael, Nebajoth, and Kedar. And we know when you go back to that word, Kedar means black or dark.
Psalm 1 and 5.
Right. That's right. I am dark as the tents of the daughter of Kedar. Right. So that goes back to dark. So you know that Ishmael is a dark race of people, right? Okay. And Kedar and Abel and Mizbim and Misraim and Daham and Mesa, Hadar and Tamar, Jekter, Nepha. I'm slacking on these names if y'all know them. Hey, you know more. You know, and Kedema. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names by their towns and their castles. 12 princes according to their nations. And that's when he came out and said, "Oh yeah, they're the 12 tribes." Yeah. No, there are 12 princes, yeah. Right? So you go back to the princes of Ishmael, right? You go back to like I said, Saudi Arabia, they got a bunch of princes that came out of their line. You know, they all go back to being princes. You go to Dubai, some of them are Ishmael, some of them are Elam, but they all be prince, right? So that goes back to the 12. That's where a lot of people get that 12 prince shit mixed up with the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Okay, and let me see. Right, these are the sons of Ishmael. These are the 12 princes according to their nations. And these are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years, and have gave up the ghost and died, and was gathered unto his people. And they dwelt from Helivah to Sha'ar, that is before Egypt, as thou goest toward Assyria. And he died in the presence of all his brethren. All right, so I just want to bring that quick point out about, how, hey, look at Ishmael today, they're strong nations, man. You know what I'm saying? Iraq, Syria, a lot of them are so-called Ishmaelites. Some of them Iranians, because the Arabians is a mix. They go back into being a mixed people. Ishmael mixed with all them different nations. All right, go ahead.
Genesis 17:20. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly.
They go back to the 12 princes, and that's why I read that, because 25 going to correlate right back where he's at about Ishmael. Go ahead.
12 princes.
12 princes.
Shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation.
That's it. 12 princes shall he beget, and he shall make him a great nation. Okay, go ahead.
But my covenant will I establish with Isaac.
That's right. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac. Okay, so there was going to be that one seed that the covenant was established with. Now this would be hard to go over when you out in the highways and byways to really get down into it and break into it. We eventually jumped into it. But the point is to get a little deeper into it, to get a better understanding of it, you need the time to sit down and really go through it. Go ahead. Which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. Because her son was the free son. So the covenant was never meant to go to the slave. Because never was Israel a slave. Go ahead. But we weren't born to be slaves. We were born to be free.
Yeah. This is Genesis 35:10. And Yahweh said unto him, Thy name is Jacob, thy name shall not be called anymore Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name.
Yep.
And he called his name Israel. And the Most High said unto him, and Yahweh said unto him, I am Yahweh Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins.
Kings shall come out of thy loins. Now Ishmael was prince. A prince is what? Is under a king.
Yes, chief. We're going to where prince means chief.
Yeah, he's not. So he has power, but he doesn't have the power over the king because the king rules. Go ahead.
Because we were given a higher status.
That's right. Our status was higher. We were. That's why I know it says Psalms 83. You should be called gods. You should die as men. You should be as gods, but you should die as men. You know why? For our wickedness that we have put on this earth, for the going against the covenant of the Lord Yahweh Shemal Shah. Go ahead.
Genesis 17:22. And he left off talking with him, and the Most High went up from Abraham. And Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all that were born in his house, and all that were brought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskins in the self same day as the Most High had said unto him. And Abraham was 90 years old and 9 when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And
so even Abraham himself had to be circumcised, but he got circumcised at an elder age. Because why? That's the covenant that the Lord made. That was the representation of the covenant of his seed being a forever seed.
And it happened at his elder age.
And it happened at his elder age.
And Ishmael, his son, was 13 years old.
Ishmael was 13 when he got circumcised. But the covenant is you're supposed to circumcise your child at the 8th day. Okay, but it got to start with somebody.
And then just get deep with the name Israel, which means Yashar'Allah. He will rule as power.
That's right.
Yashar'Allah.
That's right.
Symbolic name of Jacob. So that's what it means. He will rule as a God.
That's right.
And that's what we were
Psalms
getting.
83.
Psalms 82.
Yeah,
Psalms 82. Yeah, 82 and 6. You are God, you should die like men.
That's right.
That's what that was that John 10 like 34.
Yeah.
It's not written in the law that says ye are gods.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah, so it's written. So it says right here, he will rule as a power. Yashar'Allah, a symbolic name of Jacob also. So it's the name of Jacob, our forefather, which means he shall rule as a God.
Yep.
So by this time, that's why you got a lot of dudes, they talk about the Israelites, but you know what the fuck the word Israelite means. You know, means we shall rule as powers.
Yep.
We're going to rule as gods, which is why we had a surname. Is Yashar'Allah, he is Prince Power. We're going to rule as gods, man. So yeah, that's
this is right quick. This is John 10 and 34. Yahweh shall answer them, is it not written in your law? I said, ye are gods.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Because we're gods.
Yeah.
Man. You know, we're the powers of the earth. See, what are true powers of the earth?
If he called them gods, unto whom the word of Yahweh came, Yahweh Shemal Shai came, and the scripture cannot be broken. That's right. Say ye of him whom the Father have sanctified and sent into the world, thou blasphemous, because I said I am the son of Yahweh.
Yeah, so y'all should make it a sin to. So if David's calling you, y'all gods,
right?
And y'all trying to get at me because I'm just calling myself the son of God.
Son of God. Yeah.
What the fuck wrong with you niggas?
Yeah.
Because scriptures, because they show you that's why the scriptures say that they err not knowing. A lot of people err not knowing the scriptures, man. Yep. But they don't know the scriptures. They don't really understand the scriptures, but the prophets do. Because like we're going to it that way. Israel really means to rule as God. Yeah. So we're supposed to rule as God. We're supposed to rule as Yahweh.
That's right.
Which we rule as Yahweh rules. We rule.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as Yahweh Shai, but yeah.
But as Yahweh Shai rules, we're gonna rule.
Yeah, come on.
And that time it was Yahweh.
At that time it was Yahweh.
So as Yahweh was ruling, we're gonna rule as well. Yeah. And we're gonna rule as Yahweh. We're gonna rule as power. Because we are powers.
That's right. With many powers. That's right. Yep. Go ahead.
Genesis 25 and 25. Genesis 17 and 25. So.
I know you want to know. God. Hey, because every time you say Genesis 25, the first place he goes, man, is Jacob Esau. Yeah, God. Well, this is the part of 75 we don't hit as much because it's not really as heavy as it's not, you know, it's Ishmael. Who fuck Ishmael? You know? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but you use what you call. We talking about the basics.
yeah, it's
and
basics.
These are the basics, man. And these basics, you go back to like, damn, this shit was, it's deep.
Yeah,
It basically
It's deep.
because
It
it's
is,
all edification.
yeah,
Man.
it is. Yeah.
These stories, like, because something like, sometimes you'll forget them. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Con.
Because you might not twist over for a while, might just not just do a couple 6 months, something like that.
Yep.
It might be a minute before you go back over these stories. But that's why you always go back, read the stories, man.
Yeah.
No, don't go always go back every once in a while, man. Let's just jump into Genesis, a couple chapters, and go back to it.
Yeah,
Because you never know what comes up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Never know what spirit comes up with some questions be asked.
Yeah.
So it's to keep your stuff sharp in these stories, man.
Yeah.
You know? I know it's always good to know, just know scriptures, to know, breakdowns, but you gotta know these
The
stories,
history.
man. These stories are very important.
Yeah.
You know?
Teachers.
Story, and because you learn from the stories. The stories are very important.
Yeah.
You might know a whole bunch of scriptures about breakdowns and not to break down day of prophecies. But when it comes down to the stories, man, you gotta know these stories.
Yeah.
Because that's real. That's growth.
How we got to where
How we got to know certain things about our nation, like certainly like this. Just pulling out Israel. What does it mean?
Ishmael and all.
Or Ishmael, what that mean?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Knowing those things, those are what you call the 1, 2s, and 3s, man.
That's right. Yeah.
We went over that last week.
Yeah.
And then the fact that brother came up with it, this is a 1, 2, and 3 right here.
Yeah.
Now we didn't get to go into it like that like we wanted to
Because you really got to sit down with it.
You got to sit down with it.
Time.
But the brother, man, he was so excited to see us.
Yeah.
He was such in a turned up spirit. He was just stood and some shit we kind of missed. Like, he was up and get out what he had to say.
And we didn't really shut him down because he wasn't being a demon.
He wasn't being a demon.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
He was being sincere.
Where you would normally shut him down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You would
Yeah,
normally shut him down. And like, hey, well, but he was just so excited. So he was like, man, get it out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He was so excited to get it out because he was so happy. You know what I'm saying?
He was clapping. He was like,
clapping
really
and shit. Yeah, he was all into it.
He was all into it. He was trying, he was trying to figure it out.
Because there's not, what's that, 1 Timothy 10:10? When the spirit jumped on Saul, he started just
he started prophesying. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Who can book prophesy, man?
Who can book prophesy?
So that spirit jump,
Yeah, I'm Jew. I'm
Gad.
I thought I was.
He
He
was all into it, man. So he was, let the man get it out.
Yeah.
Genesis 17:25. And Ishmael his son was 13 years old, and when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin, and in the same day was Abraham circumcised, and Ishmael his son, and all the men of his house born in the house and brought with money of the strangers were circumcised with him.
All right, so all the slaves were all circumcised with the free man. All right. So all right, so let's go. Let's jump to let me see. No, what? Let's jump to verse 9 of 18 and 9.
This is Genesis 18:9. And they said unto him, where is Sarah thy wife? And he said, behold, in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old.
And you got to remember, at this time, they already did the foreskin, right? But also Ishmael was 13 years old. Ishmael was older. So Isaac is much younger than Ishmael, right? Go ahead.
Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in years, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of woman. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying,
hey, so what does that mean? They wasn't really humping and bumping. You know what I'm saying? They were stricken in age, man. They weren't getting it in. Go ahead.
Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I'm waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old.
She all dried up. She felt all dried up at that time.
And the Lord said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I of a certainty bear a child which I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord?
That's right.
At the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life.
And that was Yahushua. Yahushua telling her, really, and that's where people can't catch this. Yahushua telling her that he was coming back in the form of Isaac, right? He was going to return to her in the time of life, right? In the number of your months. So he was going to return into her. So meaning that he was going to come through the loins of the loins of Abraham into the loins of Sarah, into her womb, and Sarah was going to bring him back to the earth on the flesh. Go ahead.
If anything too hard for Yahweh, at the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. Then Sarah denied, saying, I laughed not, for she was afraid. And he said, Nay, but thou didst laugh.
You got pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Y'all sure got mad, man.
Yeah.
Laughing at me. If you go to that word laugh, it means mock.
Mocking. Yeah.
So she was like,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like,
how can I have a son at this age? You're like, what?
right.
You make a lot of my power? Is anything too hard for y'all by Shemel Shah?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't shit hard for the mo. Ain't a damn. And that's true power. Because we struggle with some shit. But the scripture said there's nothing hard for the Lord.
That's right.
Nothing is hard. And what? Man, everything is easy to the Most High. Hey, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Cause so come on, man. You know.
and the men rose up.
No. That's it.
That's it. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna jump to let's jump to 21.
1821.
No. We're gonna jump to 21.
Oh, I got Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 32:27. Behold, I am Yahweh, thy power of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me?
Yeah.
So the Most High said it. He makes it's a question. So it's like, behold, I am Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? That's because ain't shit too hard for the Lord. Ain't nothing impossible for the Lord can do anything. You know. But you know, Yahweh Shai got this man. Like,
Ishmael sons, Ishmael. I think
We did that.
Genesis 21, old chapter.
remember that shit, Psalm 105:9?
Go ahead, you get that.
Okay, and then no, it's about the oath of Isaac. The Lord made that forever oath.
Then we jump to 21.
That the covenant
This
goes from Abraham
Oh,
unto
yeah,
Isaac and unto Jacob. This is Psalms 105:9.
We started out one. Go ahead.
Psalms 105:9. It's Psalms 105:9. Which the covenant he made with Abraham and his oath unto Isaac,
That's right.
and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel an everlasting covenant.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it all started, an everlasting covenant. And we went to that. Remember about what Bathsheba said to Solomon. Yeah. She said, "What for that?
God bless Israel.
Then God bless
love forever.
Love forever."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and that's another thing too. Israel's blessed forever through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's right.
All right, Ishmael didn't get the blessing.
That's
Ishmael is them fucking sand niggas over there, man.
That's right. Yeah.
Them niggas is nobodies until the side of the Most High.
Yeah.
All right, because we were called the kings. We were called Israel, which means to rule like the Most High, to be rulers to be rulers like Yahweh, and to be rulers to be as gods.
Yeah.
We were chosen for that, man.
Right.
We were the ones giving that blessing. All right, there's no fucking Arabics over there, man. The Most High ain't dealing with them niggas. Whatever.
This is Genesis 21:1. And Yahweh visited Sarah as he had said. The Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which the Most High had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, and as the Most High had commanded him.
They were that circumcision, 8 days, and now he's circumcised. Now you see how it wasn't done right even with Abraham. He was at 90 years old. He was circumcised. All the men of his house was much older when they were circumcised. With his first son, Ishmael was 13, so that was off. That was wrong. So, but his son that the Lord dealt with, which was go back to Yahweh, if he who got ears let him hear.
Yeah.
It was done right at the 8th day, as the Lord commanded.
And how we know that Yahweh Shai is Isaac, because you think about it, when Abraham was going to set up for a sacrifice to the Lord, who was the only man that was given up for sacrifice as a lamb?
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh Shai. You know?
Because it's 21. 108. Right? Yeah, that's exercise. And the 13 is
Yeah, I think it's wrong. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so back to the point. So about scripture talking about Yahweh Shai being Isaac. The only two people speak of being sacrificial name in the Bible
Yes,
is Isaac and Yahweh Shai.
Yeah. Direct correlation. And he also told us, I'll return it to you in the time of birth, basically. So I'll be returning, he's gonna come back through the loins. So go ahead. Yeah, simple plain.
Genesis 21:5. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. And Sarah said, the Most High hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me. And she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given children to suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned.
Mm-hmm.
And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking.
And that word mocking, right, goes back into making fun of, laughter. But not here. Let me pull this up right quick.
Just start talking shit.
Yeah, basically he was ready to fuck with he was gonna be fucking with Isaac. You know what I'm saying? He probably wouldn't even put Isaac to death. Could have been another Cain and Abel type of situation.
Yeah.
You know, that's why the Lord put like, "Dog, don't get rid of that nigga," because he's wicked at the end of the day, right? He wasn't right.
You know, he wasn't chosen.
Right, he wasn't chosen.
And then that shows you too. If you're not chosen, Most High cast your ass away.
That's right. He'll get rid of your ass. He will. He's done it many times.
Yeah, he's speaking about us.
Yep. Let me just go into this word mocking.
Because if you're not right in the sight of Yahweh Shai, he'll cast your ass. So it don't matter. Really, honestly, no matter what you do. It don't matter. If you're just not the deal, like if you're not right, if you ain't the Lord's election, he's gonna throw your ass away like a hot pocket, man.
That's right.
You know, ain't shit you can do about it.
Like hot garbage. All right, right here. This is the word marking. Shakah. I think I want to say
Strong's H6711.
Shahak. All right. This goes into the word shahak. This is H6711. To laugh, mock, play, to laugh, to jest, to sport, play, make sport, toy with, make a toy of.
Yeah, and that's the same word for the word mock too.
To mock.
Laughter. That goes right to laugh.
Yeah. So he was mocking him. You know, he was making fun of him. You know what I mean? So when he seen him, he was just like, you know, mocking him, man, making toy of him. You know, toy of him.
Genesis 21 and
just start back in 9.
And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the sons of this bondwoman shall not be here heir with my son, even with Isaac.
Right, and that's because she knew when she seen it, she heard, and what is that, the mother bear instincts, right? What she want to do, she want to protect her son.
And that same thing with with Jacob.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Rebecca, she did the same thing with him. She was like, "Oh, your brother gonna kill you. Get rid of this nigga. You know, you got to get out of here, and you gonna steal a blessing, and then you gonna get out of here. You gonna get out of here, and go get some safety. You know." But that's it. But so her protecting Isaac, she sat back and was watching. Now she for 13 years she had treated Isaac as her Ishmael as her son. You know, he was the firstborn. So she was, she went on with it. She was cool with that. She didn't have no problem with him for 13 plus years. But here her son come, and now she's watching her surrogate son, and so to speak, her other son. He's looking like, you want to do something. He's like a lion looking at a little I know how them outside lions be when they come into another lion's den.
Yeah.
Right? What do? They start killing all the males.
The males and the cubs literally all, yeah.
Right, and they'll kill the cubs.
Because he put to Ishmael thought he's gonna be the king.
That's right.
Over because you watched was the Lion King Mufasa, and what was the other dude's name? Was Mufasa
Scar.
Scar. Because Scar was a fucking demon.
Yeah.
He really, and you know what I'm saying? You know, and that movie goes a lot of ways.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
But in the point
because
he wanted the king.
He wanted to be
son.
the king, and so because because he wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He did. So let's say he would grow up together with pride. He'd probably try to kill Isaac.
Right.
But Lord having that shit, man.
Right.
You know.
He'd been fucking them up.
And Scar represents a lot of these fucking niggas nowadays too in Israel. A lot of these niggas is wicked and out of order, and they don't want to be under nobody, man. They want to be the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to be the guy, you got to be chosen by the Lord, and you got to have the right spirit. Because see what happens when fucking Scar started running the place, he fucked everything up. Yep. So let's say Ishmael, So let's say So let's say Ishmael started fucking running the show, he'd have fucked it all up because he wasn't right. He wasn't chosen. Look what he saw. He saw Scar, man. He fucked it all up, man.
Wasn't fucking right.
He wasn't fucking right. And you see things with dudes in the truth now. Niggas want to have their own. Niggas want to have their own thing. Niggas want to do their own thing. You got a lot of fucking Scar. And that's another thing too, man. I'm calling you niggas. I'm calling you niggas scars, man. I'm calling you niggas scars, bro. All you wicked ass niggas out here in Israel that so called teaching the word. A lot of you niggas is scars, man. You just ain't fucking right. You want to be the guy. You want to be the dude to know all the breakdowns. You want to be the dude to run some shit. But nigga, you not right, man. Yahweh Shemel Shai ain't choosing to be the king, man.
That's right.
All right, Yahweh Shemel Shai set up certain men, so elders and apostles and other leaders of groups to be the heads. But you got niggas that want to take upon their own will and set up their own shit up to try to be rulers and shit, man. But the Most High stripped to be that, nigga.
Yeah.
So the Most High ain't what happens to them wicked niggas. They end up getting killed, and the righteous guy end up taking it back.
Yeah.
So the hell with you dudes, man. That's how you went down. It's not gonna come to the king of Esau.
Yeah. All you Ishmael niggas. It's these Ishmaelite niggas too.
Yeah.
Esau and Ishmael. Niggas got that same flavor.
Esau scar, man. Esau scar the spirit.
Yeah.
You know. And then
Ishmael had that demon in him.
Because Mufasa was represent David. You know what I'm saying? And you got the scar represents the house of Saul, and you got his son. What's his name?
I can't remember. Wait, who?
The Lion King, his son. Simba. You know, Simba was represents Yahweh Shai.
I can't remember.
Yahweh Shai. I watched the movie a couple days ago.
You see
Simba being
it's spiritual though. It's spiritual.
Simba being Yahweh Shai, taking the kingdom from Esau, man.
Yeah, it came back. He came back to take the kingdom. That's what Yahweh Shai doing now.
And his woman, she was like, "You gotta come back. You gotta come back."
Yeah. And we're the woman. We the woman
talking about, "Hey,
come back.
You gotta come back.
We searching for him.
We gotta get the king."
She was searching for him.
Yeah,
she wouldn't stop. She was
wasn't
promised to him.
Exactly.
See, she was promised to Simba.
Yeah, exactly.
From a child.
And I think Simba means lion.
Yeah, she was promised from a child. Simba. And we were promised right here. Here go the covenant. We read it. We're reading the promise, the covenant that we were given unto the Lord. So we're saying, Lord, come back, come get us. Come get your bride.
Yeah, like I said,
we wait. We need you. We can't do it without you.
Yeah, that movie can flow 30-something different ways, man.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Go ahead.
And this is Genesis 21:11. And the things was very grievous in Abraham's sight.
She wasn't searching for his ass too, but she wasn't playing. But hey, that's the spirit. What do we do now? We search hard for Yahweh Shema Shah. You know, we searching so hard to get back to our power.
Not only that, also in real life, when lions leave their place because their women cannot produce no more, or all that. When they left, I seen it. They left on YouTube, but they left, went to another bride, right? But the woman brides are still there. They noticed they couldn't live without the man. They started searching for the bride that left, the men that left.
They was
calling on them, started following them, searching for them.
They need
and then they found them. Came right back. Yeah,
they just fall right back in the fold.
Right back,
and then they fall into the fold of his family. Of his next family he got.
Yeah, protects them.
They just extended family. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what you're supposed to do. That's what men are supposed to do. That's why men have more than one wife. And you build as packs. It's the women hunting packs. Mm-hmm. And they don't fight each other. They hunt together. Mm-hmm. You have a pack of 15, 20 women, female lioness out fighting, catching game. And then when they can't do it, the male lion sit and watch. And when this is some like it got this, I'm not trying to go off topic, but I was watching earlier the female lioness. She was sitting there waiting to pounce. I think we did a video on this before. I talked about it. Something. She was waiting. There's a whole bunch of her boar or wildebeest.
Oh
whatever.
yeah, I see a
Was
line
going
just-
through.
just-
Hey, the male lion, he just like, he just tapping the motherfucker. She was just looking. She was like, damn. She was just bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He came right in. Bam! Slam right into one of the motherfuckers. Boom! Took that nigga, just ball his ass up like this. This is how you do it. Get in there. She was bullshit. But that's why you need a man. Because when it's time to get in there and get it, he's just said, fuck it, let's go. Go get it. You got to go do it. You got to do. That's the purpose of the man. Even though their job is to go hunt, but he's the overseeing it, making sure everything is good. Yeah. And when she's slipping and falling off, what do? He pick up. And then next time, she'll be on point.
That's order.
That's order. That's right.
Genesis 21:11. And the things was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And the Most High said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of thy bound.
Right, because he loved him. Because he loved Isaac. Ishmael. Abraham loved him. So he agreed because he knew he had to get rid of him. Okay? He knew it and he understood it because Sarah seen it. Sarah went to him like, oh, no, he got to go. He ain't about to fuck Isaac up. He's the promise. Go ahead.
And in all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
Mm-hmm.
And also of the son of the.
Because matter of fact, Slocky, because before that, back in I think it's Genesis 18, Isaac asked the Lord to let it be Ishmael stand in his place as his firstborn. Okay. Isaac asked the Lord to let Ishmael be that son. And the Lord said, no, I'm going to give you a seed. That's what the Lord said. I'm going to give you a seed through Sarah. You're going to get that firstborn. He's going to stand in, he going to come through your loins and he's going to stand in that place. So Isaac loved Ishmael. Just like hell. Abraham loved Ishmael because did not Isaac love Esau? Mm-hmm. Isaac was his favorite. Esau was Isaac. Boy, these names. Esau was Isaac's favorite because Sarah favorite, Rebecca's favorite, Jacob. So he loved him, man. He didn't want to, have to do away with his son. That was the seed. Go ahead.
Genesis 21:13. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder. And the child and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the waters was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And the Most High heard her the voice of the lad. And the angel of the Most High called to Hagar out of heaven and said unto her, what aligneth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for the Most High hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. Arise, lift up thy lad. And
so here her son about to die. They're in the wilderness, and she crying out to the Lord. And that go to show you they followed the customs of the Israelites, because she knew to cry out to who? The power. She was an Egyptian. Crying to who? And Egyptians worship many different deities. But she was crying out to the power of Yahweh. At that time it was just Yahweh. She was crying out to him to what? To save her son. Go ahead.
Arise, lift up the lad and hold him in thy hand, for I will make him a great nation.
Yep, there you go again.
And the Most High opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the lad drink. And the Most High was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer.
He became an archer. He grew and he was in the wilderness. Now he was already 13 years old. So he was 14, 15 years old in the wilderness, crafting his skills. You know what I'm saying? Making this shit better, making this shit, smoother, man. you know. So he became a archer, man. So he became great at what he does. Go ahead.
And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass at that time that Amalek and Phiracle, the chief captain of his host, spake unto Abraham, saying, The Most High is with thee in all that thou doest. Now therefore swear unto me here by the Most High that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me, and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear. And Abraham reproved Amalek because of
Where
a
you at?
well of water.
Where you at?
25. It's just 21, 25. And Abraham reproved Amalek because of a well of water, which Amalek's servant and violently taken away. And Amalek said, I want not who have done this thing, neither didst thou tell me, neither yet heard I of it.
Oh,
today.
well, hold on. That was the point. That was the point on that one. Go ahead to Salaki. That was the point on that. We done with that part. Go to what's that? Let's hit on Romans. Jump to Romans. Go ahead and jump to Romans 9 and 7. Well, you either one, whichever. If you
This is Romans 9 and 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
go ahead, man. You pick up.
That's it, because in Isaac shall thy seed be called. You know, because Isaac was the called seed. He was called by the Lord. You know. What you got next? Galatians 3, 4 and 34.
4. I think it's Galatians 4. Well, Galatians 3. Go to Galatians 3 and 16.
3:16.
You got that Galatians 3 and 16.
Galatians 3 and 16.
Or is it 2 and 16?
No, it's 3:16.
3 and 16.
Yeah. Galatians 3 and 16. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promise made. He saith not, and to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is the Mashiach.
Because that one seed that was in Mashiach, which was the seed of Isaac. Because that was that one seed, so he was called. Not by many seeds, by one. So by one seed shall the promise come. And that was through Isaac. You know, Isaac, Jacob, the two patriarchs, now who we are not today. What you got next? Galatians 4 and 34.
Right here. This let me just brief this right quick. We was talking about Ishmael. I was trying to find it, and we skipped over it. Salakia for skipping over it.
Yeah.
But this right here, this is Genesis 17 and 17. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed and said unto his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old, and shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? And Abraham said unto Yahweh, that Ishmael might live before thee. So he loved him so heavy that he wanted Ishmael to be in the place of Isaac. Because why? He didn't believe, he lacked that faith at that time that he was going to have a son that was going to be the seed, the chosen promise, that it was going to come through that line. So he lacked that faith at that time. And why I put out, saying, you know, that he asked for the Lord that Ishmael would be. So what the Lord did in turn, he blessed Ishmael to be a strong nation, a 12 prince. Go ahead.
Galatians 4:22. For it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman.
Right. So one was a slave and the other one was a free. Which was Hagar was a slave. We know Sarah's a free.
But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he.
That's right. So Ishmael was a flesh. He was born after sin. He was born after the world. Right. He was not chosen to be of the things of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He wouldn't adhere to it. Look at him now. with that Muslim shit, right? All praise to Allah, 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 Allah. We are sons of Abraham. They don't say sons of Isaac, sons of Jacob. They say they're the sons of Abraham, like you just read. Through Abraham, now should be not many, but one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right? But he yet is the father of what? Many nations. That's why many nations called there. Are we all not the sons of Abraham? You know, but not of the promise. You know? Go ahead.
The he of the free woman was by promise. And the free woman who was by promise was Isaac.
Yeah, the free woman was Sarah, and by the promise was Isaac.
Yeah.
Is that it on that?
Yeah.
Was there any other scriptures we had?
Yeah, a lot of them. Psalms 105 now.
What else did we have?
Jeremiah 33:26. Then will I cast away the seed of Jacob and David my servant, so that I will not take any of his seed to be rulers over the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For I will cause their captivity to return and have mercy on them.
That's in there, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So that's who it's called by, you know? Big point, right?
Yeah. Let me see something else. One thing I want. Do we hit Galatians
4:22, yeah.
3 and 7? Try to just hit right quick. We hit Galatians 3 and 7.
Galatians 3 and 7. Know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham.
Keep going.
And the scriptures foreseeing that the Most High would justify the heathen through faith, preached before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, indeed shall all nations be blessed. So then they which be of faith are blessed with faithful Abraham. For as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse, for it is written, cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them. But that no man is justified by law in the sight of the Most High, it is evident, for the just shall live by faith. And the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them.
And what did the Lord say? That Ishmael was flesh. He was of the flesh. So that means Ishmael had no faith. So you can't be of the law. You can't be of the promise because you lack the faith. Because you're of the flesh. You're of your own arm. You know, you're of yourself. Your power is your weapons. Ishmael's power was a weapon as well. Because what was Ishmael doing when he was in the wilderness? A Paran. He was learning how to become a great archer. He was learning war. Okay. You know, so so really what the Lord had an angel out there teaching him how to war, teaching him how to work the bow, you know?
Galatians 3 and 13.
Yeah, we good on there. Just go to John 8 and 33. And then we're gonna close it off from John 8 and 33. We're gonna close off 47 and then that's it.
This is John 8 and 33. And they answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and we're never in bondage to any man.
So they was Abraham's seed and never was in bondage to any man. But yet, have Yasha been in bondage to men? Are we not now? Are we not in bondage now? Because that's the curses. You go back to what? Deuteronomy 28 chapter. 28, yeah. Okay, that tell you about the curses, right? Hey, Amalek ain't, but then when you go back and you look, has Amalek ever been in bondage? King David had him in bondage at a point in time. You know? During the Dark Ages, they was in bondage when they was up in the Caucasus Mountains. You know? Go ahead.
And he answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? Yahushua answered them, verily, verily I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is a servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word have no place in you.
It's because Yahushua made us free from what? From the law.
I speak that which I have seen with my father, and ye do that which ye have seen with your father. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahushua said unto them, if ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham. But now ye seek to kill me, a man that had told you the truth, which I have heard of the Most High. This did not Abraham. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one father, even God.
And those who worship Abraham was of faith. And those who worship Abraham, that's what it was all about faith. And it's nothing too, man. It's true. It's all about faith, man. It's all about faith. We're right now, we're under the works of Abraham.
Yep.
Which is about faith.
We're doing the works of our father.
Which it's all because Abraham truly just had faith, man.
Yep.
Everything Abraham did was all about faith.
That's right.
They said to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one father, even the Most High. Yahushua said unto them, if the Most High were your father, you would love me. For I proceeded forth and came from the Most High. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. And that shows right there. The only way you can get to Yahweh is through Yahushua. So you have to believe in Yahushua to get to Yahweh.
That's right.
There is no I'm straight to Yahweh. That's what they just say. I'm straight believing in the Lord.
And also
I'm straight Yahweh. There's no such thing.
That's right. And they're not one person.
One person.
Yahushua is his own. They're split. Go ahead.
This is John 8 and 43. All right, come. Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my word.
That's right.
Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abide not in the truth.
So really, when you go back to the heathen, this goes to them too. This goes to Ishmael. They are their father the devil because they the heathen nations, right? They don't have the spirit. They don't have the faith. Go ahead.
Because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it.
Hey, look, what did Ishmael do with the words of the Lord? He had to add unto it because why? He didn't have his father Abraham his whole life to really get a good deep knowledge of the scriptures. He didn't really get a good deep depth of the knowledge of Yahweh because he was put out. The Lord spewed him out of his mouth. Because after he got to a certain age, he goes, okay, go ahead, get. So Abraham was, so when Abraham put Ishmael out, Ishmael had to be on his own. So he had to make his own doctrine. He had to make his own way. He took as much as he could remember that he had from his father, and then he implanted his own.
And that's why you get that fucking chicken scratch.
That's right. That bullshit.
The Arabic.
Yep. It's why it's like Hebrew.
Yeah.
It's a form of Hebrew, but it's different because he had to add to it, made it his own language. Go ahead.
Verse 45. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. Which of you convinceth me of sin? Convinceth me of sin. And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me? He that is of the Most High heareth the Most High's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of the Most High.
That's right. And that's it, man. So that's it. That's the point to that. We just want to clear that up right quick. About Abraham, about Isaac, Ishmael, Hagar, and Sarah. Okay. Know who the promise went to. So the promise only went unto Abraham. From Abraham, it went down to Isaac. From Isaac, it went down to Jacob. From Jacob to the 12 tribes. All right. And them 12 sons, those 12 princes that Ishmael had are not the 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes come out of Jacob. Okay. So the promise went down to Jacob and the lineage of the Israelites of the 12 tribes, not the 12 princes of Ishmael. All right. So that's it on that, man. With that said, we are YSO. Yahushua Sanctified Ones. Hope this lesson was edifying. And Barakatha, Barak called Akim, and Shalom wa Baba Ball, call on Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Double honor sponsor, El's Great Mills on Rule, teach well, peace, citation, all you Akin folk corners on earth. Hey, shalom.
Shalom. Blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.